Now, if you back down, then you stop your support of a position. This one's very common. You know, if someone is very stubborn, they never back down. Yeah, they don't stop they don't change their mind. They're stubborn. They decide that that's exactly what they believe, and they'll never back down from that position. Because when you back down, you stop your support of a position. You admit you were wrong. You yield. You give in. Yeah, give in is very similar to back down. You give in and say, okay, you know, I was wrong, or I'm not going to keep supporting that position. Maybe you want your kids to do, or maybe you want your kids to never use the computer, and so you only allow them, I don't know, not never, but you only allow them 20 minutes every day. And they want more. Their friends are all playing for hours every day, and in the end you back down and say, okay, you can play for 1 hour every day, something like that. If you back your car into somebody, it means you reverse into usually somebody's car. Yeah, you can back your car into a lamp post, back your car into another parked car, and it means reverse into that parked car. So it's a collision. It's never good if you back into somebody, because you'll need to contact your insurance company and all the rest of it. Yeah, and so try not to back into anybody. If you back, but you could back into a parking space, which just means reverse into a parking space. So it's not always a collision, I should make that clear. If you back into a parking space, that's good. You put the car in the parking space. But if you back your car into another car, that's the collision. But yeah, you can back into a parking space, reverse into a parking space, and you can back out of a parking space, reverse out of a parking space. And of course, you often do back out of a parking space. Now, if you have promised to do something, but at the last moment you back out, then you fail to keep that promise. Yeah, people often back out at the last moment, yeah, at the 11th hour, which is an idiom, but I prefer at the last moment, at the very last minute. People often back out and fail to keep their promises. It's just something, it's human nature. Now, if you bail somebody out, you rescue somebody financially. Yeah, in 2008, the taxpayer, that's you and me, we all bailed out the banks. Yeah, do you remember they made some bad investments, and instead of letting those companies fail because they were run by incompetent people, no, we gave them our money. We gave them our money and we rescued these banks. Yeah, we rescued them. And so don't be too surprised when nowadays inflation is skyrocketing. I was reading a story yesterday about a man in Beirut who has $200,000 in the bank, and he wants to use some of that money, $5,000, to help his sick father in hospital, and he's not allowed, yeah, because there are limits on how much of your own money you can withdraw, you can take out. It's a good phrasal verb. There are limits on how much money you can take out of your bank. And so he has decided to hold everybody hostage in the bank with a gun until he gets his $5,000 for his sick father. So I think that these stories are not going to only be taking place in the Middle East. Call me a miserable, old, depressing git, but I think these stories are coming to, they're coming to the UK, they're coming to Europe, they're coming to the US. You wait and see whether we can get our hands on our money next year when inflation really has gone through the roof.